Hi all, today we discuss uh, section 4.2. In this section, Rawls theorem and mean value theorem will be discussed. We will start with Rawls theorem. You might have seen these two theorems in your plus 2 classes. Suppose that y is equal to f of x is continuous at every point of the closed interval ab and differentiable at every point of its interior. Interior means all the points in between a and b excluding a and b. If f of a equal to f of b, then there is at least one number c in between a and b at which f dash c equal to 0. Okay, what is the geometrical interpretation of this theorem? First, in order to understand the geometric relevance of this Rawls theorem, first we will start with f dash c. What is the geometrical meaning of f dash c? The geometrical meaning of f dash c is algebraically we write limit extends to c f of x minus f of c divided by x minus c. Okay, what does this quantity stands for? In order to access this limit, we need to evaluate two different limits. Limit extends to c minus f of x minus f of c by x minus c. As you've seen in the previous classes, this is equal to limit extends to c plus f of x minus f of c divided by x minus c. That means whenever we consider a function like this, if this is the point c, you first evaluate this quantity f of x minus f of c divided by x minus c by taking x from the left hand side of this c. Okay, so this is the point denoted by x comma f of x. Okay, and this point is c comma f of c. Okay. If we identify these 2 points as these coordinates, we can say that this f of x minus f of c, this is the difference in the y coordinates of these 2 points divided by difference in the x coordinate. Yeah, so this gives the slope of the straight line passing through these 2 points. Okay, that will be the equation for finding the slope of the straight line passing through these 2 points. Okay, so this will give the slope of this line. When x tends to the c, we need to let this x near to c. Then the next x should be in between these 2 points. So if this is our a new x, then the quotient stands for the slope of the line like this. Okay, so when x tends to c, we can say that this line approaches to this line coincides to the line at c. Okay, this line is called the left hand tangent at x equal to c. The similar argument can be done with x by taking x from the right hand side of c. So that will give the right tangent. If both two tangent coincide, we can say that this f dash c is nothing but the slope of the tangent at x equal to c. So this is the geometric meaning of this f dash c, or the geometry of this f dash c. So f dash c will give the slope of the tangent at x equal to c. The tangent is defined as the limit of the secants. Secants means the line passing through two different distinct points of a curve. So if we understand this, we can easily interpret this Rawls theorem in a geometrical way. Okay, whenever we have suppose this is our f of x and we have f of a is this one and f of b, a is this one and b is this one. So whenever f of a equal to f of b, we can say that this is our f of a and f of b. Then you can find a c in between a and b such that f dash c equal to 0. That means we can find a point c, or in this curve we can find a point c comma f of c such that the tangent at the slope of the tangent at this point c comma f of c is 0. That is the meaning of f dash c equal to 0. So this is the geometrical interpretation of the Rolle's theorem. Okay. Now we can verify Rolle's theorem for the function f of x equal to x cube upon 3 minus 3x on the closed interval minus 3 3. Okay, so in order to verify the Rolle's theorem, we need to first verify that f is continuous. This f is continuous because this is a polynomial. So f is continuous on the given interval minus 3 3, because this f is a, as it is a polynomial. Every polynomial is continuous and differentiable. It's a polynomial. Now you verify its differentiability as it is a polynomial, as it is a polynomial. F is differentiable in the interior of the given interval. That means open interval minus 3 3. Okay. Next we need to verify that f of minus 3. What is f of minus 3? F of minus 3 is minus 3 whole cube divided by 3 minus 3 into minus 3. That will give minus 27 by 3 plus 9. Okay, so that is minus 9 plus 9 is equal to 0. So f of minus 3 is 0. Next you evaluate f of 3. F of 3 is 3 power 3 divided by 3 minus 3 times 3. So that will be 27 by 3 minus 9. That is 9 minus 3 again. That will be 0. So we can say that f of minus 3 and f of 3 are the same. So these are the hypotheses of Rolle's theorem. So then Rolle's theorem states that there exists at least one point in between this minus 3 and 3 at which this derivative of this f is 0. So in order to find those points or verify Rolle's theorem, we need to evaluate f dash x first. What is f dash x? F dash x is 3x square by 3, that is x square, and the derivative of minus 3x is 3. Clear? So that is the derivative of x cube by 3. The derivative of x cube by 3 is x square, and derivative of minus 3x is 3. So in order to evaluate the point where f dash is 0, we need to equate f dash c equal to 0. What is f dash c? F dash c is c square minus 3 equal to 0. That should imply c is the point minus root 3 and plus root 3. Okay, plus or minus root 3. Now you can find f dash c equal to f dash of root 3 equal to 0, and we have one more point, f dash of minus root 3 equal to 0. Both are 0, so we can say that this root 3 is in between. Actually this is minus 3 and 3. Actually we can say that this root 3 and minus root 3 lies in between minus 3 and 3. So we can not only one point, we can find 2 points in between this minus 3 and 3 at which this f dash is 0. So now we can say that the Rolle's theorem is verified. Next we have another interesting problem. This can be considered as an application of Rolle's theorem. Show that the equation x cube plus x 3x plus 1 equal to 0 has exactly one solution. Okay, so with suppose for the contrary, suppose that there exist a comma b belongs to real numbers. These are real numbers. If we consider real line and assume that there are 2 points at which this f has, or this function, if we take this f of x as x cube minus x cube plus 3x plus 1 as f of x, suppose that this f of x equals 0 at a and b. Okay, we need to prove that there exists only one. For the contrary, we assume that there are 2. Okay, with the property that f of a equal to 0 and f of b equal to 0. Suppose these a and b are 2 distinct points at which this f is 0. F of a equal to 0 means x cube plus 3x plus 1 equal to 0. That is a cube plus 3a plus 1 equal to 0. Similarly, bq plus 3b plus 1 is equal to 0. Okay, if this holds using Rolle's theorem, this is obvious that this is a polynomial, hence it is continuous and differentiable as well. Okay, so the hypothesis of the Rolle's theorem are easily verified if we assume this A and B are is the roots of this equation. Now, if this is the case, we can use the Rolle's theorem to get a point C such that f dash c equal to 0. Okay, if there exists using Rolle's theorem, we can find the C in such a way that by differentiating this, what is the derivative of x cube? That is 2x square plus 3. Okay, that is 2c square. F dash c is 2c square plus 3 equal to 0. This is from the equation f dash x equal to 3x square. This is 3x square. 3x square plus 3, that is f dash x. Then whenever f dash c equal to 0, then this will be 0. This will be 0 implies c square plus 1 times 3. When you take this 3 out, this will be 0. This implies c square plus 1 equal to 0. This is a contradiction because this is always a positive quantity which is greater than 1. So this never be 0 for real numbers. Okay, but Rolle's theorem said that whenever this happens, there exists at least one point C such that f dash c equal to 0. Clear? In this case, f dash c never be 0, this c square plus 1. That means f dash c never be 0 for any real number c. Okay, so this contradicts the statement of Rolle's theorem. So we can say that we cannot assume f of a equal to 0 and f of b equal to 0. So we can say that we can say that this equation has exactly one solution, because this x cube plus 3x, when you consider this one, evaluate f of 1 first. You can get f of 1 as 1 plus 3 plus 1, that is equal to, or you evaluate f of minus 1. F of minus 1 will be minus 1 plus 3 into minus 1 plus 1, that will be minus 3. And if you evaluate f of 0, then you can get that is 0 cube plus 3 into 0 plus 1 equal to 1. That means if you consider the graph of this, when you evaluate this function at f is equal to minus 1, this is minus 1 and this is our 0. Okay, when you evaluate f of minus 1, you will get that is minus 3. That is minus 3 is here. So the graph of this function starts from minus 1 to 0, and at the point 0 the value is 1. Okay, suppose this is 1. So we need to say that since this function is continuous, the graph of the function, if you consider the graph of the function in the closed interval minus 1 and 0, we can say that the graph starts from this and end up with this. Okay, so in between minus 1 and 1, the graph of this function should touches this real line. Okay, at this point the f of if this is our some c1, we can say that f of c1 should be 0. So we can say that this function has a 0 in between minus 1 and 0, and there never be more than one 0. Okay, f of cannot attain more than 1 0 in a real line. Okay, but it has 1 0 in between minus 1 and 0. Okay, so this shows that this equation has exactly one solution.